Hi, welcome back for another episode of Baked Cooking with that guy. I'm that guy, and it's been a while since I put out another video that's been popular like the burger video, and since you liked my spicy Dorito taco burger so much, I'm going to do another take on my taco Dorito burger. I'm going to make a Jalapeno and cheddar taco burger. And that's right, it's going to have some jalapenos in it, and then it's also going to have a pocket of cheese inside. So think of it like I don't know, kind of like a pizza pocket type deal. It's going to have cheese in the middle of two patties. Not just two patties, then put cheese on top of another patty on. It's going to be sealed in. So you got a pocket of goodness. So we'll start cooking. I grabbed some ground pork here because I was stoner shopping this morning, and I was looking around. Meat's so fucking expensive right now. I grabbed the cheapest thing thinking, oh yeah, this is all, beef. Well, it's pork, but pork is great in burgers, so you can even use ground chicken in these recipes too. I guess I'm kind of rushing through it, but yeah, that's why we got pork today, so we're going to go with pork. And yeah, I got some good old cheddar cheese here, some old stuff. Doritos, you gotta be using Doritos because they're the best. Doritos, I love you, wink wink. Hook me up with some like promotional officer. Hey officer. No, yeah, hook me up Doritos. I love your Doritos. I want to cook with them. I'll make you a million recipes. So check the link right there for my email address, Doritos. Come on, that's a wink. So let's get back to cooking. It's going to be a fairly simple recipe here. So we'll just start out here by, well, I guess since this is like the old recipe, there's that much pork, and we're going to use like about a half a bag of chips in it. Now we don't want to actually use as much as the other ones. I'm not even going to use half a bag because that's a little bit. I'm going to put back, so there's that much. I don't know how many cups that is, but it's about a third of a bag. And with this recipe, make sure to crunch these up like really good and small, because you want to seal the cheese inside the burger, and if you have too big a chip, it's going to not seal in as tight, and the cheese will leak out. And then you'll have cheese all over your grill, and you'll have like, it won't be stuffed. It'll just be like a runny mess, which, it's a burger, so it's fine if it's runny, but you want this one to be like trapped inside, because when you put more cheese on top, it's extra cheesy and just delicious. So here we go. I'll show you guys. It's about how fine we want it. So you can see it's just about, I don't know, half the amount of the meat. I add the amount of chips in it. That way you get more burgers for less meat. Makes it go a long way if you're broke ass like me, It stretches out, maybe another burger. So then we got this. It's a fucking spicy little jalapeno. Yeah. I won't eat it raw at all. Don't ask me. This stuff's bad news. So we want this, and I'm going to dice it up in really small pieces. I'm not going to put too much in here because I like my food spicy, but let's just say the afterwards result isn't too appealing to the rest of the household. It gets a little stinky around this place. So gut it out the inside, get rid of those seeds, because that's some of the spicier parts. I'm going to chop the top off, get rid of that. Like I say, actually this one smells really good and sweet. Really good. Maybe it's just my fingers and the Doritos. But, like I say, I'm just going to put little amounts here. Finely dice it up, small little bits. You want it small so it can mix in with the meat good, and like I say, not separate too much so your cheese stays in your burger. Hopefully I don't sound like a parrot and keep repeating myself, but it's the important part of this burger is making sure everything goes together like really good and fine, and you have to cook it on nice high heat, so we'll be wanting our stove plate nice and warmed up for this, which I should be doing soon here, but you can see I'm just going to keep mincing these up nice fine. Now here's about the size of this. That should work. See that? So that was half that jalapeno, or as the Mexicans call it, the jalapeno. and you common folks. I like to, it's a Jalepeno, come on, we're Canadian. I don't speak French Canadian or any good English, I speak bad English, and we'll just stick with the Jalepeno. So we got that in there, and we got the chips in there. Take a little bit, this is some oregano that I dried from my own garden, and you can't beat that. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of that, and I'm going to mince it up even more. And I dried it with my dehydrator. It's easy to do. If you guys got a dehydrator, it's about 100 to 110 degrees you dry your herbs at. And it just goes so far, like herbs in your garden compared to the dried herbs in the store. You can just smell it from here that it's just really tasty. Makes such a difference. So, threw that in. And then, right about now, I'm going to throw the oven on, or the stove, cook it on a pan. It's been a little bit since I made a video, so I'm feeling a little rusty, and it has been after 4:20. So, you know, I'm cooking dinner for myself and a few others, and yeah, I better get that pan going on here before I keep getting sidetracked. So, I've got a pan back here. I'm going to throw it on nice high heat, like really hot. In my oven, over a 7. This way, as soon as you throw it on, the temperature, the heat's going to seal in the meat right away. So hopefully it'll create a nice crispy layer so your cheese won't seep out of the burger. So, okay, I added in all that stuff. I think we can get rid of this. Let's do a little bit of barbecue sauce. This is going to help, like, put a little, I'm putting about, I don't know how much that squirt was. Let's call it like, I don't know, not even a quarter cup, just under a quarter cup of barbecue sauce. A couple splashes of your Worcestershire stuff. Put that stuff in there. And then I'm going to use an egg white. Not the full egg, not the yolk, I just use the white. And this is, use the shell. Just do that, drain it. Because if we put the yolk in, it's just too much, because I added the barbecue sauce. So, once you're done with your yolk, throw it in. I'll wash up my hands here. Even though they're going to get really dirty soon, but it's always good to keep tidy and keep clean. Because I better pre-cut some of my cheese too, because this is what we're going to be throwing in the middle of this one burger. Well, I'm not going to cook them all up in front of you. I'll just cook one and do it for, like, presentation wise and show you guys what I'm doing. And then I have to cook the rest for my family. So, got some cheese here. Make sure to get your cheese. Cut it in small enough pieces that you can put it inside a patty. So you might have to mix and match a few to get it the right size, because you don't want it to be surrounding the edges. So, we got all that stuff in, the pork. So let's mix that up here. Get your hands getting dirty. Make sure to get this stuff really well mixed together. So once again, I can't stress to you enough. You gotta make sure it's mixed so that it'll seal up when you put the cheese in the middle. So keep folding it over. Give it a smell. It smells so good. Now I thought of making it sweet as well. Just gonna try a little bit like honey in there or something, I don't know. Get the sweet and jalapeno working together, but I'm just gonna stick with that. And as you can see, that should hold together nicely. So now in order to get our cheese in the middle, we're gonna have to make a couple of big round. Sorry, washing my hands again, you know, keep clean. Especially when you're grabbing plates. You don't want to cross-contaminate and everything. So what I'm going to do here is you take, I usually like some real big burgers, but here we're going to make some and make sure it's nice and flat. And the outside, you want to be just a bit thicker. So there we go. Then you take your cheese here. Put it in the middle. I don't know, that'll probably be enough for this one. I'll just add a little extra just in case. Now here's where we take some more meat. and make it same size roughly. Now this has been a burger I haven't made for a while because it's like used to be a heart attack burger. Used to have bacon in the middle of it too. So you got to make sure it's like thin again in the middle, a little thicker around the outside, because when you put it together like that, make sure to press the edges nice together. And then you want to flip it over. It's a little time in making these right, but once they're done right, hopefully the pocket of cheese works perfect in there. So, there's your stuffed little burger. See, it looks good. It looks like just a regular burger. And let's go over here to the stove. Now, we got that lovely camera girl behind here. I'm going to try to like get her around this table in her little small ass kitchen. This pan's been going for a while. It's been on 7 there for a few minutes, so I can tell right now it's got a good temperature on it. But always throw a little water on there. If it starts to dance around, I'll show you. If the water starts to dance around, the pan's hot enough to cook on. Set your oil down here. Like I say, I'm just going to do one burger right now. Keep it at a high heat. And let's throw it on. Now it's going to take roughly about 5 minutes aside to cook, maybe a little longer than that. So right now we can do our prep work. All I'm going to put on it is lettuce, and yeah, I just like lettuce, mayo, and more cheese. I'm a simple guy, really only putting the lettuce on there for you guys because it looks better for presentation. But really, you know, add whatever toppings you want. Another great thing to do with this is fry up some mushrooms with some jalapenos and use that on the top of some more cheese. But since I've been touching the pork, I'm going to wash my hands again. That patty should be cooking real nice. And this is one of those recipes. It might take a little bit of trial and error for you guys to cook at home because it's about getting the consistency right and the good heat going. And if you lose a little bit of cheese out of it, it's not the end of the world. As long as your burger isn't too loosely put together, the cheese should seal itself in there if the temperature is nice and hot. But just keep an eye on it, make sure, keep it covered, and yeah, I'll get my bun nice ready. I think one thing I like to do with these is grill them as well. Just the bun itself, I mean, get a nice crispy edge on the bun and put a little bit of garlic butter on it. So, might do that right now for us. Just get me a plate. Now, I'll throw the oven on a quick broil. The idea here is we just want to toast it kind of like a garlic toast. So, need some butter, chopped garlic. Fuck. You know what? I think I'm out of butter. So, I ain't gonna do any of that. So, forget what I just said. We're gonna wait for this, so you can hit pause right now. And stay tuned. We'll come back in a few minutes when it's ready to flip. Thanks. Hey, it's been a few minutes here, so let's check back with our burger. We don't want to make sure we burnt it. So, flip her over there. Looks pretty good to me. Looks like it's sealed together and there's no cheese popping out, so we want to give her another few minutes on that side. We can turn it down now to a medium. It's pork, so I want to cook it a lot longer than you would with beef, because some people with beef, mostly Americans, they'll cook it like where it's rare in the middle and like red. Us Canadians here, we usually cook our beef right through. I don't know why. Maybe our beef is just top quality. Let's hope that's the case, other than a few of the mad cows that ran around. Anyways, I'm going back to the pork, so I'm making sure that's cooking nice and a lot longer than I would, a little lower temperature. We want to make sure I'm not killing anyone, because I haven't yet, and I want to keep that streak running. Throwing a lot of different things with our C Cubs and cooked a lot of different burgers for them, and yep, not one soldier down, so I'm doing pretty good. Keep an eye on this burger. It's looking like I'm not seeing any cheese oozing out of there, so that's a good thing. Check the bottom. Oh yeah, looking good. Now to finish it off, we can throw it in the oven there. So pork, I like to make sure it's done all the way through before I show anyone. I don't like to show any raw meat. I don't like eating it. I'm over paranoid about raw meat, so I like to make sure everything is always like almost overdone. I don't know, better safe than sorry. You can see I got another burger here. This one's on deck waiting to be fried. I'm doing one at a time because just get better quality that way. Even though there's another burger that was made, we might cut that part out because that burger didn't turn out too well. This one's looking great. So it happens when I get sidetracked with my beautiful wife there, you know. Sometimes I like to stare at boobs too long and it just is very distracting. She's shaking her head. I shouldn't be talking about boobs. Should be cooking. But, you know, it's hard not to when they're around. It's just a distraction. Anyways, let's go back to it. It's been only a couple minutes, but I just want to flip it over for you guys. Make sure to show you guys. Yeah, all sealed together nice. So, I don't think it's cooked right in the center, so we're going to throw that in the oven to finish it off. So, in the meantime, keep your oven preheated at about 300 to 350. I have it 350 right now. That way you can finish off these burgers in the oven. But if it's beef, like I say, cook it to how you like to cook it. But for now, I'll finish it off in the oven and start on my other burgers. So let's throw this one in. And we'll give it another 10 minutes down there. You give it about 10 minutes at 350 to finish it off, it should be good. So it's about 5 minutes aside, 10 minutes in the oven. Let's throw this other one on. And same thing, just add a little more oil, toss it on, wait your like 4 or 5 minutes for it. In the meantime, we'll just stop the tape rolling right now, and I'll get back to you when this burger is done in the oven. So we'll see you in 10 more minutes. Hey, okay, so I think it's about time to see how our first burger is done here. Let's pull it out. I threw some cheese on it a few minutes ago. Oh, the cheese isn't completely melted, but who cares? I can't wait any longer. Let's see how this bad boy turned out. Got my bun here with mayo, because like I say, I'm making my dinner. This isn't like a lot of people who cooking shows, they cook for just for show. This is actually my dinner. There's a nice big burger. And throw a little bit of the lettuce there on it. We'll throw this one back in because it's one of the ones that came off. And you can see I got a little friend here. So we'll throw it in too and let those cook for another 10 minutes. One on the left is another 5. The one on the right will be 10. So let's just throw them in here. One burner off. And let's take a look how the inside of this burger is. You can see it is a monster. So hopefully there's a nice pocket of cheese in the center. Oh, you can see that. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, it's cheesy. Lots of cheesy goodness. Okay, well, you know what? Big cooking with that guy does it once again. This is the pork burger. We'll call it the Jalepeno cheddar stuffed pork burger. So, you know, thanks again for joining me. Love cooking for you. I love eating my food. And I'm glad everyone's enjoying watching so far, you know. So hope you subscribe. Check out my other videos, you know. If you haven't subscribed already, there's be a link up soon here. I don't know where I'll put the link, here or here. Maybe over there this time. I don't know. I'm just getting the hang of all this YouTube stuff still. But there'll be a link to subscribe. And then you can find me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/bakedcooking. And yeah, I don't know, I got Twitter account, I got all that social media shit set up. I'm not really too functional at it, but I'm learning. So, you know, feel free to find me and message me. But thanks again for joining me, and hope you enjoy this burger as much as you did the spicy taco burger. Next one I'm going to make is going to be a cordon bleu ranch burger, and that's using Doritos Cool Ranch. So Doritos, hook me up. I love you. Take care, and we'll see you next time.